Hello, I'm Dorothy from Let's Eat Malaysian. Today I want to teach you pork belly in fermented bean curd. Now this recipe I'm doing is a shortcut because I'm not going to use fresh ingredients but powdered ingredients. Now what we have here is 2 strips of pork belly, and I've got all my ingredients here laid out. I have here onion powder. As I said, I'm not using fresh ingredients. The onion powder, ginger powder, garlic powder, and fermented bean curd. The rest is salt, sugar, and flour. Alright, what we do for the start is to, okay, these are already cut up, so I just need to score a bit of the meat so that the flavor can get in. Okay, then what you do is, firstly, now this fermented bean curd is salty, but for a start I'm going to put some pink salt onto my pork. Not too much, because as I said, when the fermented bean curd goes on, it's going to add more salt. Now as I say, I always use pink salt because it's better for you. Rub it in. Do a bit on the side. Onion powder. Garlic powder. This is as I said, this is a shortcut, or what I would say, the lazy method. But I want to test to see how good it is using powdered ingredients instead of the fresh ingredients. Ginger powder. Okay. Right, now the next thing is you put some sugar. Now you don't want to put too much, just a bit. You're not making a sweet dish, you just want it just nice. And then you put your fermented bean curd. Now as you can see, this fermented bean curd, this is the yellow one, and they actually come in cubes. See, these are cube form. There's also the red type, but for this recipe I'm going to use the yellow bean curd, and this, as I say, is salty. So spread this out. Now this is salty, so get it into the meat now, where you have cut all those grooves. Lastly, you just put some rice flour. Now the reason I'm using rice flour is because when you deep fry, it will give that bit of crunch, crispiness. So you get rice flour, and you can spread it out now. Okay. then you just rub it all in. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a container, cover it, and let it marinate. Well, the best would let it keep for at least an hour before you put it in your wok. My pork has been in the fridge for a few hours and is ready to go into the frying pan. But meantime, I'm going to make some sauce, some dipping sauce. So I have here 2 cloves of garlic, now this is going to be a test sauce, so I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use, but I have here sweet chili sauce, Hoi Sin sauce, fish sauce, and I might drop in some lime juice. So we'll just see how it goes. So for the start, I'll have to mince up this garlic. We'll do up the sauce first, then we can fry up the pork. Okay, I've got 2 cloves of garlic that I've chopped very fine. I'm going to use a very small lime. Use a juice it. Okay, let's start to make the sauce, and then we'll pan fry up the pork that we've marinated. Okay. So the sauce will need a bit of oil. So what we want to do first is to brown the garlic. Okay. Some spoon salt. So first, get a small little wooden spoon and brown the garlic on a low flame. You don't want it to brown too fast, if not the garlic will become black. So do it on a low flame. I want the sauce to be a bit sweet, sour and tangy. So I've never done this sauce before. It's going to be an experiment. When it's slightly brown, then I will add in the Hoi Sin sauce. That garlic smell is coming out, which is good, the fragrance. Okay, you don't need to darken it, just slightly brown. Now we can add the Hoi Sin sauce. I'm just going to put a teaspoonful. Now this is salty, so oops, this is a very small lime. So there's salt here in this Hoi Sin sauce. We're going to put some chili sauce, sweet chili sauce. Okay, that's about a tablespoon, I think. Just a bit, half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of fish sauce. Squeeze your lime in. Okay, let's try with half a small lime first. and then you add your sugar. Let's put in about a teaspoon of sugar. Okay. Now, to make up that sauce, you have to put in a bit of corn flour. Not even 1/3 cup. It's about a 1/3 cup. About 1/3 cup. And you put in about a flat I would say about a teaspoon, about a teaspoon of corn flour. Now let's put this in, thicken it, so you get. This is just a dipping sauce for your pork. Okay, and now just going to put 2 dashes of Hoi Sin, which is MSG. That's optional, alright? It just enhances the sauce a little bit. So that's okay. You've got your sauce done. Now we'll go ahead with frying the pork. To fry the pork, you will need quite a bit of oil. I'm putting the heat up the wok before I put in the oil. Based on the pork that we have, we'll have to put quite an amount of oil. Okay, about 2 cups of oil. Now, as you will know that once you put the pork belly in, it'll probably splatter. So I'm going to lower the heat. Medium low, okay? Make your heat medium low. So the first thing first, we'll put the skin side down. Because it is dry, it doesn't splatter too much. So make sure your meat is marinated, but it's not too wet. So as you can see, it's quite dry. Now, as I said, it is medium to low flame. And you want it to be a golden brown. I'm trying to make the skin crunchy, yeah? Crispy. So I'm going to do the skin first. So this will go onto the chopping board. Oh, nice bits, eh?